good fish out here tonight. Oi, what's that? You down there. It's too cold for swimming, girl. Come on, let me help you up. Lovely. You're the stuff of legend. A mermaid. A real mermaid. Come on, now let me help you up. You're not pulling me down.
Your friend puzzles me, Bridewell. 30 in rank of colonel.
Sir Edward, I shall not hear any of this. Colonel Ross has impeccable credentials and is in a position of utmost trust. I would appreciate it if you would not attempt to besmirch his reputation.
Sir Edward, may I congratulate you for a most entertaining evening?
Thank you. And I am sorry, but I must speak with you about that manservant of yours.
Abercrombie? And what has the poor fellow done now?
He's been scaring the serving maids half out of their wits.
Dear me. He hasn't been making unwanted advances, I trust.
No, nothing like that. He's been lurking in the bushes.
Lurking? Perhaps the maids have simply mistaken his interest in nature for other, less polite activities.
At night?
I understand that many birds are nocturnal. Owls, perhaps, but I quite understand your concern, and I shall instruct Abercrombie to confine his avian interest to the daylight hours in future.
Oh, well, I should appreciate it.
Hello, Father. Roger. Isn't this a marvellous affair? Edmund, are you enjoying yourself?
How could I not? Your father is a most gracious host and provides excellent entertainment, though I fear the activities of my man Abercrombie are somewhat taxing his patience.
Really, Edmund? I don't know why you tolerate the man. I'd have dismissed him long ago. He's positively creepy.
He has his uses. He's not the best manservant, perhaps, but he's absolutely devoted to me. I'm afraid that all this dancing has tired me. I feel the need for a breath of fresh air.
Dancing? I haven't seen you dance a step.
I haven't. But watching everyone else has quite exhausted me.
I could do with a little fresh air myself. Alice?
I'm floating on it. Why don't we step outside?
Oh, well, as you wish.
Isn't the night glorious?
If you like it, it must be glorious. You have exquisite taste.
That must be why I'm marrying you, then.
It does the heart good to see a couple so in love.
Then why don't you try it for yourself? Don't think I haven't seen the looks you've been getting from some of my friends. Dear Lord, what in the name of heaven was that?
Some creature on the moors. But I've never heard a sound like that.
I have. The day before you arrived, we found one of the ponies ripped to shreds the following day. The servants tell me that this wasn't the first such slaughter. It's that blinking hound, 2, perhaps maybe 3 miles out on the moors.
I had gathered as much. It seems to be a fine night for a ride, Sir Edward. With your permission, I'll have Abercrombie saddle a couple of horses.
You're not thinking of going out after that creature alone.
Not alone. Abercrombie's coming with me.
What, sir? I'm begging your pardon, but I'll rather stay right here where I am.
You never like the sound of anything like work. Sir Edward?
Well, I'll be damned if I allow you out on the moors at night. It's dangerous enough out there if you don't know your way, let alone with whatever made that terrible cry out there hunting.
Then perhaps you would be good enough to loan me a guide. I assure you this is a no frivolous whim.
I'll do better than that. I'll accompany you. Nobody knows the trails better than I do.
Father, I don't think anyone should venture out there tonight. I don't know what that thing was, but it sounded monstrous.
By tomorrow it will have vanished, Alice, just like last time. I want to stop whatever is killing those ponies.
Then I'll go along with you. The more of us there are, the safer we'll be.
It'll be a ruddy circus out there. With all this help, you won't be needing me, will you?
Nice attempt, but you're still coming along. I am grateful for your help, Sir Edward, but you are coming to catch the beast, not to keep an eye on me.
A little of both, perhaps.
Thank you. It's nice to know where one stands. Shall we go?
I'm sorry for the interruption, Alice, my dear, but we shan't be very long. Keep the guests happy, please.
Take care, Father. You too, Roger. And also you, Colonel.
Perhaps you, at least, will have something to show for us this night. You could indulge in a spot of ornithology.
What?
Bird-watching, man. I understood it was a hobby of yours.
Watch birds? Me? Stand the crows. Whatever gave you that idea?
I don't recall.
Bit moody in here. Is it Halloween already?
Ah, hello, Sarah. I'm afraid I've been neglecting you, haven't I?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I was lost in my thoughts. I've so many, it's easy to get lost.
Do you have two brains as well as two hearts?
No. Perhaps I should, though. I'll have to put in a request. Or would that make me a dinosaur? Ah, we're still in flight. I'll tell you what, why don't you pick out our destination, eh?
Are you joking? You know the TARDIS never gets us to where we aim for.
Oh, that's not true. Well, not always true. And the old girl is in a good mood right now, aren't you?
Do you really think you might be able to get where you're aiming?
Probably. Always worth a shot. Let's try, shall we? So, where in all of time and space would you like to go? Metabilis, Tarbathan Beta, Florana?
I don't know. I've never really thought about aiming to go anywhere. I've always got rather used to simply wandering.
My moods must be infectious. Well, is there anyone you've always wanted to meet? Anyone at all? Plato, Genghis Khan, Lando Cabot, Charlie Chaplin.
Are you really serious?
Cross my hearts.
You mean you could really control the TARDIS if you want to?
Oh, only when it's very important. To be honest, Sarah Jane, I usually don't bother. It's much more fun to let the old girl take me where she wills. After all, I've got nothing but time, and my appointment book is almost empty this millennium. So, who will it be?
Well, you'll probably think it's silly.
Oh, I doubt it. After all, once you've met Marie Antoinette, almost anyone after that seems very serious.
Ooh, I'd like to meet Rudyard Kipling. It's just that he was a wonderful journalist who became an absolutely marvelous writer, and I grew up with his stuff.
I'm not complaining. Quite the contrary. I'm rather fond of Kipling myself. It's just that he's one of those people I've never met and always wanted to. That means that this will be a doubly interesting trip. Now, where and when exactly?
Lahore, India, February 1889, when he was just getting established as a writer.
And we're on our way. Better get changed. It's very hot in India. Something white would be best.
If we get to India.
I heard that.
Bloody Nora! What the bleeding hell was that?
Whatever it was, it can't have been human.
It wasn't. It was one of the local ponies. Our target must have slaughtered it.
Dear God. Up ahead. What monster could have done such a thing?
It's dripping.
Whatever it is only a short distance ahead of us. Must be carrying missing portions of this unfortunate creature to devour at its leisure. Perhaps it will be unable to outrun us.
You want us to chase a creature capable of doing this?
You and Sir Edward have done more than enough, Roger. No one could fault you for returning home.
I could. This monster roams where I make my home. I'll be damned if I allow it to escape me.
Good for you, Sir Edward. Then stay close to me. We may need one another's aid before this hunt is over.
India? This doesn't feel like a tropical country to me.
It gets very cold at night in the Indian foothills.
These aren't foothills. It feels more like a swamp. Are you absolutely certain this is India?
Absolutely.
Then it's probably the Isle of Ely or some weird alien planet.
Do I detect a note of cynicism?
A note? More like a whole ruddy symphony.
Well, I may be out by a little.
A little? If this is anywhere near Lahore, I'm a Dutchman. I'd be very surprised if we're even on the same planet.
No, this is definitely Earth. Its smell is unmistakable. I may have strayed a few miles, but that's all. We're most likely in the vicinity of the river. Probably monsoon season.
Well then, you've missed the right time too. Honestly, I don't know why I ever listened to you.
Because I'm such a wonderful conversationalist. Well, let's just find a native and then we can...
Look out!
Did you see that?
See it? That monster almost killed me.
Oh, don't exaggerate. I could see the poor thing was simply running away, not attacking you. It was scared.
It was scared. What about me? I almost had a heart attack.
You're too tough for that. Fascinating. Utterly fascinating.
You can't tell me we're on Earth. Nothing like that beast lives in India.
No, Sarah Jane. That was no animal native to your world, but... Ah, company.
Good grief, what on earth are you doing here?
Good evening. Nice weather for the time of year, isn't it? Incidentally, what time of year is it?
What year is it?
Stand the crows.
Well, I think that proves we're on Earth, at least.
You must be lost, I assume.
You won't believe how lost.
Did you see anything running past here?
Only a monster hound. It almost killed me.
You better get moving.
It was terrified, and now I know why. Let it be.
Oh, what? That beast is a mad killer, sir. I aim to destroy it.
Do you indeed? I doubt you'll even be able to catch it. It has a considerable head start by now, and it's not a good night for tracking.
Perhaps not, but we have to try.
I can't stop you. But is there perhaps somewhere around here we might be able to get shelter? The night's getting a trifle chilly.
Well, follow this trail back about 2 miles. Don't stray from the path. There are bogs out there that'll suck you to your doom before anyone can help. You'll come to Fulbright Hall. Tell the servants that Sir Edward directed you. Wait for me there. I wish to have word with you when I return.
And I with you. My thanks. Come along, Sarah.
I could show them the way, or offer the lady my horse.
Come along, Abercrombie.
And what do you make of that?
A hunting party. After that monster we saw. Oh, they're definitely English.
So, we are on Earth and in about the right period, judging from their dress.
But not in India. I remember Fulbright Hall from a story I did. It's in Devon. I don't suppose you'd consider just going back to the TARDIS and trying again.
Sarah, there's a mystery here. I can smell it.
Just what I wanted. A 2-mile hike over the moors.
The exercise is good for you. It gets the blood flowing.
Blood flowing? That monster got my blood flowing.
It wasn't attacking you. It was just trying to escape. I don't think Sir Edward and his merry men will catch it.
Oh, no. You're not thinking of looking for that thing tomorrow, are you?
Ah, well...
Stand aside! Stand aside! What's the picture, Brackley?
We found his boat. Poor old Ben was in it, just as you see him.
Has anyone gone for the doctor?
Dr. Martinson is up at the hole.
Someone had better fetch him. There'll have to be an autopsy. We have to find out what did this to old Ben.
I'll go. I can borrow a horse from Marla.
Good. You'd best alert Sir Alexander to the news too. You'd best all go home. I'll take care of things now. Too soon to say what it was. Rest assured that as soon as we know what happened here, steps will be taken.
Yes?
Doctor? There's a woman from the village to see you. Claims it's very urgent.
Thank you, Jack. Show her in. Hello, I'm Ship Surgeon Doyle. I take it you are not the patient?
Why? Can we take a breather? Oh, what a dismal place.
Dartmoor. It's not hard to see why it's reputed to be haunted, is it?
Oh, it doesn't need legends. There really is something running around out here. and it certainly wasn't any ghost. Do you have any idea what that thing was?
I always have ideas. What do you think it was?
Hey, I asked first. Offhand, I'd say it was some prehistoric ancestor of a Rottweiler or something.
No dog on earth has ever looked like that. It was very, very wrong. And there were definite signs of intelligence.
What? Look, I love dogs as much as the next person, but I wouldn't call them intelligent. Personable, yes. Clever, maybe. But that's about it.
That was no dog, Sarah. I examined the paw print, remember? The foot structure was all wrong, and it had a semi-opposable thumb.
Come again?
It was almost able to use its paw as a hand. We must be somewhere around the turn of the 20th century. But that creature was more like a dog from 20 million years in the future.
You mean it's from the future somehow?
No, I don't think so. The TARDIS may be a trifle grouchy, but the old girl should have detected a temporal disturbance of that order. It's as if something has somehow accelerated the poor creature's evolutionary trends. That paw is all wrong. Come on, time to get going again.
Oh, do we have to? Oh, my feet are killing me.
Do you want to stay here on the moor with that creature? Besides, I'll wager that Sir Edward has a well-stocked cellar. A nip of Madeira would hit the spot right now, wouldn't it?
Oh, fine. You've talked me into it. Let's get on with it, then.
Ship Surgeon Doyle, I understand you have need of my services.
That we do. I'm Faversham. Old Ben Tolliver was killed tonight.
Killed? So you're talking murder, then?
Maybe. That's what I want a professional opinion on. It's not a pretty sight.
Neither is watching a man dragged to his maker by a dying whale. But I've seen that. What could have done this?
I was hoping you could tell me, Doctor. That's why you're here.
Of course. It appears to have been some violent action. This is most unusual.
It's the first body I've come across that's missing its face. But can you tell me anything of help?
Several things, I think. First, obviously, the man died recently. Within the past 3 hours, I think.
That's most likely true, seeing as how I had a drink with Ben myself late this afternoon.
His death was clearly caused by the facial wound. If it had been inflicted after the man was dead by some sort of means, there would have been less bleeding. And it was performed by some animal with rather large and incredibly strong teeth. You can see the scoring of the bones where the teeth clamp together.
You mean he was attacked by a shark or something?
Not a shark. For one thing, no shark's teeth I've ever seen or read about could score the bones in that way. And sharks attack limbs, not the head. Besides which, he would have had to have been in the water to have attracted a shark's attention. There is no sign of dampness on the clothes, and I perceive a pouch of tobacco in his pocket which appears to still be very dry. Therefore, whatever attacked the benighted soul was on the boat, and not in the water.
Well, it certainly beats me, sir.
I could tell you more if there was some well-lit place to perform an autopsy. Would that be possible, do you suppose?
I reckon I could speak with the landlord of the Pig and Thistle. He has an old stable that might be of use. Would you mind staying here, sir? I can't leave poor Ben unattended.
Oh, I understand perfectly. I'd be happy to stay and await your return.
Thank you, sir. I don't know what this world is coming to. This used to be such a quiet little town. I've already had to send to London about the missing children. I'd hate to have to write to them again. They might think I'm not up to this work. Still, you don't need to hear about my troubles, do you, sir? I'll be as quick as I can, I promise.
Take your time. A medical man helping the police to solve crimes. Yes, that has possibilities. Distinct possibilities.
Bear up, Sarah. We're almost there now.
You've been saying that for the past 15 minutes.
Then we're at least 15 minutes closer to our destination, aren't we?
Oh no. Is that monster back again?
Worse.
Worse?
Boys.
What?
Young boys. You know, if you really want to hide, you'll have to switch to a less pungent brand of tobacco.
I told you that weed was noxious, Giga.
Lay off, dunce. I bet it was your socks he could smell, or McBee's bad temper.
Ah, Rudyard Kipling, I presume.
Do I know you?
No, but we know of you. My friend here wanted to meet you. This is Sarah Jane Smith, and I'm the doctor.
She came to meet me.
Okay, enough. What are you doing on the moors at night? Shouldn't you be at school?
There? They don't much care for where we go as long as we're back from morning prayers.
Don't you know that the moors are dangerous at night.
We scoff at danger.
How remarkably foolish. Didn't you hear the hound out hunting?
That thing. It's out often. It doesn't hurt anyone. Just animals.
You've seen it?
No, not as such, but we have heard it and found its tracks.
But we're not afraid of it.
You should be. 3 heads and not a brain between you. What possessed you to come out here?
We were looking for Anders. He went missing a couple weeks back, and there's been a frightful stink about the whole thing.
You thought we might find some clues a local policeman missed.
And just what do you think you'll find at this time?
A pretty woman, for one thing.
And to get a chance to smoke in peace, eh?
That too. 2 birds with 1 stone and all that rot.
You're an odd fellow.
And you're an impudent wretch. Does that make us even?
What are you a doctor of, anyway?
Oh, this and that. Mostly that. Why don't you go back to school tonight? You'll have much better luck if you search for clues in the morning.
I suppose we could do that.
Besides, we smoked all we brought with us.
That's the spirit. By the by, where is the local constable located?
Bowden. You do know where that is, I take it.
I imagine we can find it if we want.
What are you 2 doing on the moors at night?
Don't be so naive, Duns. What else would they be doing out here alone?
You've got smutty minds.
And smutty bodies, too.
At the moment, we're heading for Fulbright Hall. It's just ahead, I take it?
About a 10-minute walk. Got lost in the night, eh?
Maybe we should show Miss Smith the way next time.
Grow up.
Show us how.
If you want to live to grow up, you'll knock it off right now. And you go back to Westwood Ho. Now move it. You were a lot of help.
You were doing fine. Anyway, the hall's just ahead, like I told you. Come along.
It's no use. The beast has gone too far into the marshes. We can't possibly follow it further on a night like this. We need torches at the very least. It's not safe in this gloom.
Damnation! You're right, of course. Further pursuit would be pointless and most likely dangerous to boot. However, if you'll permit me a moment... Abercrombie, bring me the dark lantern.
Fetch me this, fetch me that.
What the devil are you up to?
Looking for prints. There are numerous.
So?
So it proves that the beast we're chasing traverses this path often. Animals, as I'm sure a keen sportsman such as yourself knows full well, tend to keep the same paths. I suspect that we've discovered one of our quarry's home trails.
Capital. So all we need to do tomorrow is to return here and take up the trail once again in the daylight.
Or simply await the monster's emergence tomorrow evening. Either way, we have it. Provided Sir Edward can return us to this spot.
I can indeed.
Splendid! Then I suspect we shall all be able to clear up at least one aspect of this intriguing mystery before another day has passed. For the moment, however, I am certain that a glass of your excellent Jerez would be more than welcome to all of us, Sir Edward.
Then, let us return to the hall.
The end is nigh. I wonder if I can get a foot bath there.
With Sir Edward's guests, I should imagine you can get whatever you want.
I don't recall him using the word guests. In fact, I got the impression that we were being held to account.
Semantics. I'm sure he meant us to think of ourselves as guests. Hello? Do you hear what I hear?
Music?
I do so love a party, don't you?
After this slog?
Roger? Father? Oh, your pardon? I had hoped...
Quite. Father, I take it, is Sir Edward.
Yes. I'm Alice Fulbright.
Charmed. I'm the doctor, and this is Sarah Jane Smith.
Hello. We did meet your father and 3 other people out on the moors.
Were they all right?
They were when we left them. Your father suggested we meet him here when he returned.
Oh, how rude of me. Would you care to come inside for a glass of something?
A glass of anything. My throat's parched.
I don't know if you know anyone.
I know a lot of people, though I doubt any of them are here.
I'm sure you do. You have the air of a man of the world. Do you travel much?
You wouldn't believe how much. It's our first time in Devon, though.
At least this century.
Come along, then. Let me introduce you. This is Sir Alexander Cromwell. Sir Alexander, this is the Doctor and Miss Sarah Jane Smith.
Doctor? Of what field of study?
Oh, all that I've found. I dabble a lot.
Are you interested in astronomy
by any chance?
By every chance. It's a special study of mine.
Mine also. I have my own telescope. I've been cataloguing nebula.
Being pardoned, sir. There's a man from the village come to see you. Says it's very important. There's been a death.